Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 423 Football Podcast. Today is September 5th, 2017. We are in the thick of it now. We are, 2 days away from actual NFL football. It is finally here.
Preseason doesn't count?
Preseason does not count as much as it...
I got you. I agree.
Yeah, but Thursday night, obviously got Chiefs and Patriots coming up pretty soon. So, yeah, we are right in the thick of it. And thank the Lord that at least we had something to look at this past weekend. College football was fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
It was
Go
really
Vols.
good.
Roll Tide.
Really?
No.
I don't want to talk about that
It's
one. But
over.
it was a good week to
It
start.
was, yeah, good.
Hopefully the NFL has a similar week.
Yeah, and it looks like there's some good matchups that could definitely give us some great football for the starting week.
Yep.
But we're going to jump right into the news. Again, we've been talking about this for weeks now. There's no ruling on Ezekiell Elliott.
It just gets more and more complicated.
There was supposed to be a ruling today. Granted, we've heard that for the past week. There's supposed to be a ruling this day.
Yep.
Nothing coming out. So they're not certain that it's going to come out today either. Maybe it'll break while we're recording this episode. But as for right now, still nothing on the Ezekiell Elliott suspension. Andrew Luck will not play in week 1.
Which was expected.
Yeah. Shoulder injury is just taking him a long time to recover from it. Scott Tolzien is going to be rolled out there. Are you guys comfortable starting any Colts
No.
while Andrew Luck's away?
Absolutely not.
Every single one of them. No, I'm just kidding. Don't touch them.
No,
yeah,
I wouldn't even start their kicker. They're just not good. They're not.
What do you have against
Garbage
Vinatieri?
time, man.
They're never going to be in field goal range. That's the problem.
That's true. Honestly,
They're not a good team without him.
There are a few teams in the NFL that you take away their QB and they just crumble. You can say taking away Andrew Luck, taking away Aaron Rodgers, teams crumble when you take away their QB, and I think the situation is the same here. Tyrod Taylor finally cleared the concussion protocol today, so he should be ready to go for week 1. I know there's a talk about Peterman being in there, but looks like Tyrod Taylor is going to be good to go. Odell Beckham still not practicing, still dealing with the ankle injury. Just something to monitor going into this week. Alex Boone, offensive guard, originally was with the Vikings last year. Just got signed with the Cardinals. Going in, beefing that line, giving David Johnson and Carson Palmer even some more protection up front. So yeah, that's we're gonna do a little segment apart from the news. I mean, it's still news, but news segment, little game, I guess you could call it. We're calling it fake news or real news. So yeah, I'm just gonna ask you guys, and you tell me if this news is relevant or fake.
Okay.
So first things first. Chiefs planning on using running back by committee against the Patriots.
Fake news.
I hope it's fake news, but I'm going to go real news.
Elaborate? Any elaboration there?
I mean, as far as why I don't want them that to be the case.
Well, I mean, I know you. I mean, no one wants that because
No.
obviously everyone's on board with Kareem Hunt right now. But
I think it's real news because it just sounds like something that their coach would do. It's just a typical weird move. And they're playing the Patriots. It's just I could see it being one of those weird things coming out this week.
I do. I think Kareem Hunt is going to be their guy at some point. Honestly, this is the first game. It's against the Patriots, who are going to scheme the heck out of them, and Kareem Hunt might not get all the work that he's expected to right off the bat.
So that's real news.
The suspense is killing me.
Yeah, is it real news? That's
I
what
mean,
I'm taking it.
it's up for debate. I mean,
I think honestly, if Andy Reid said that, then
he didn't say it. It's just like beat writers saying this. No.
Oh.
It's not from the mouth of Andy Reid. If it was from Andy Reid, then maybe. But I mean, it's still.
Yeah,
I can see it. I can see it. I hope it's fake, but I don't think it is.
no,
Yeah.
he'll play.
All right. So Le'Veon Bell prepared for 30 touches in Game 1. Obviously, he's been having the contract hold out there for a little bit, but he's back now. You expect him to just jump right in and get the 30 carries or 30 touches?
I definitely think that he'll get 30 touches. They're playing the Browns. They'll give him 50 touches for all I care. I mean, Le'Veon he's going to be outstanding in this game, and the only reason I say he might not get 30 touches is honestly because they're going to be up by so many points that there will be no reason to play Le'Veon Bell.
Man, I don't know if they'll get that crazy week one, if they'll be high flying as they can potentially be, but
they'll be up. But I do think he'll get I think he'll get 30 touches. I think he's prepared to do that. I think they'll certainly be ahead.
That's
of
what
the
their
Browns.
offense does too.
Yeah, they'll be ahead of the Browns. He'll get a lot of second half carries. I think 30 is plausible for Le'Veon Bell this week.
Yeah. Okay. Teddy Bridgewater placed on the PUP list, so he's with the team on the PUP list. He could come back this year. Any chance of that happening?
Nope.
I don't see it. I think that's fake news.
The poor guy, I feel really bad for him. I mean, he had a lot of talent. I just think that his NFL career is winding to a close.
It's definitely in jeopardy. It's hard to recover from an injury as traumatic as that.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest news, I wouldn't really put this in the fake news category at all because we just had this break not more than an hour ago. But the Miami Tampa Bay game set to be played in Miami has now been changed. It won't be played in Miami on Sunday. They're still trying to figure out when that might be played. They're thinking about playing it on Friday, maybe Saturday, but I know it's not going to be played in Miami. So They might move it to a neutral site. They're talking about Atlanta. They're even talking about moving it to Week 11, which
no,
if that happens, it's just
no.
Yeah, that just makes it a mess. And again, both those teams would be playing 16 games in a row without a bye, so that would be
I don't see that happening.
not fun. Yeah, I don't see that happening
That would
either.
be serious implications for fantasy lineups.
Yeah, but
around the world.
definitely something to monitor throughout the week if you have Buccaneers and Dolphins players, because if they change the game time or move it to a different day, you have to have those players in your lineup or make pickups at a different time.
Yep.
So now what we're going to kind of get into this week is just a week one preview. We'll break down all the games and some hit news from each game and then who we think is going to win. And so the very first game we're going to talk about is the Chiefs and the Patriots. And so you want to tell me a little bit about Brandon Cooks, Brandon?
Yeah, obviously Brandon Cooks coming into the Patriots. This is going to be the first real glimpse at what he can possibly bring to that offense. I think, honestly, if there's going to be a week that stands out for Brandon Cooks, it's going to be this week. I think it's going to be probably. I think he might get even 2 or 3 touchdowns this week, just because he's their new toy and they want to show him off.
Yeah.
And again,
and
it's against the Chiefs. It's not that great of a defense anymore. It used to be pretty dominant, but not as much as it used to be. On the other side of the ball, again, we talked about Chiefs using running back by committee. Kareem Hunt, I'm still rolling him out there as if he's going to be the bell cow. Yeah. I think even if they do a committee type of thing, I think Kareem Hunt's still going to be the majority of that work.
Yes.
So who do you guys have winning this game?
The Patriots.
Patriots,
yeah, unanimous there. Not wavering. They're not going to lose.
Sorry, Chiefs.
They're not going to lose an opener in Foxborough. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah. So let's go into our next matchup. We got the Jets and the Bills. So we already talked about Tyrod Taylor in the news. How do you think that affects the Bills in this week's opener?
Well, it's definitely a good sign because obviously Peterman hasn't really. I mean, he's a rookie. He wasn't really prepared to be the guy.
Well, he hasn't shown anything yet. So.
But if there's a team to be able to have a chance to start on, I would say the Browns or the Jets would be a good option.
Yeah,
a good confidence boost.
True. Honestly, this is going to be pretty garbage game in my opinion. I don't think much.
This is not one of the ones I'm looking for.
No, but I mean, we're gonna. I feel like just because both of these defenses are so bad. And, these teams are so bad. We're going to get a good glimpse of what they can possibly do. And just like obviously bunch of new pieces on both sides. We got obviously Zay Jones, Jordan Matthews coming in, Andre Holmes coming in for the Bills.
Jordan Matthews is still not cleared yet.
Is he not?
Nope.
It's
It's looking pretty positive as far as what beat writers were saying this week, but I looked today and he's still not officially cleared. So I'd watch out for Zay Jones. That's a player that I'm definitely going to have a close eye on in that game.
Yeah, and especially like all these pass catchers for the Bills, they're obviously going to be a little higher now that Tyrod's cleared to play.
Yeah, right.
I think a sneaky play this week would be Charles Clay.
Yeah.
He's somewhat overlooked from a tight end position, but like Peyton said, if there's a team to start guys against this week, it's going to be the Jets. I think the two obvious candidates to start this week are LaShawn McCoy and Bilal Powell. McCoy, I feel like the Bills are just going to run him to death this year. I think it's going to be a great year for LaShawn McCoy.
Yep.
And obviously Bilal Powell is going to be dealing with Matt Forte still being in there. I've had like an inclination to say that Forte is going to be, or he's going to show what he did last year in the first couple games. It's going to be all Forte all the time, and then Bilal Powell will come in.
And then
I feel
one down.
like,
Yeah. I can see that.
But I think Bilal Powell's more. I wouldn't say more talented, obviously from a career standpoint, but at this point, I think Bilal Powell is the guy to own in that Jets backfield, and I think he'll have honestly a pretty good game against the Bills.
I think so too. I think he'll get the touches.
Yeah. So who do we have winning this one, guys?
I've got the Bills.
Bills.
I would say the Bills, but I want to go the Jets. I want to give them a chance. You know,
give the Jets a chance.
I want to give them a chance because the Bills are not that good. So
and Josh McCown, he knows how to go in and win like 2 games for a really crappy team.
Maybe,
this may be one of those 2 games.
This might be the one game. You know. So
Moving on to the next game, Falcons and Bears. Bears are,
hot garbage.
Yeah, nothing good has come out of the Bears recently. Pretty much anyone on the Falcons you want to start, just wheel them out there. Matt Ryan, great start. Julio's going to tear it up. Devonta Freeman, Tevin Coleman, even
start them all.
Yeah,
start them all.
They're all going to eat. Now, are you going to start aside from Jordan Howard? Because Jordan Howard, I think, is going to be the only guy you can rely on.
Yep.
I'm not even starting Jordan Howard.
Really?
I would not even start him, honestly, because they're going to get down, and they're going to get down early, and they're just going to pass the ball all game.
They're going to pass the ball, but it's going to be Jordan Howard.
It's going to be a situation. They may not even make it to Atlanta side of the field. I don't know.
Jeez,
I don't know about that. I will say I'm not comfortable starting any Bears wide receiver though, because I don't feel strongly inclined to any of them. And especially with their QB situation, with Mike Glennon throwing to him or Trubisky, I'm just not week one. I just got to see him play. I just got to see how that offense is going to actually function this year.
Yeah. The only thing I could say about Jordan Howard or anything, even if it's not that great of a matchup or you don't want to start him, you're probably going to have to because he's first or second round pick.
Yeah,
you kind of have to start the guy.
Yeah.
But
I don't
it's
want
to. It's not a terrible matchup for him,
but you have to.
It's not a terrible matchup. Falcons defense, they did get better, but it's not something that they can't. That the Bears can't get around somewhat.
Right.
So I think there's some points to be had there. But I definitely have the Falcons winning this game. It's not even close.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. They're going to kill them. But moving on into maybe a potentially pretty good game. We've got the Ravens and the Bengals, and Joe Flacco's back, and I don't know. I think he and the Ravens are going to have a pretty good year. I look for it really to be a good year for Ravens wide receivers, and I really like Terrence West. I just love the guy. I want a late round pick for him in every draft. Of course, all the drafts are pretty much over now. But anyways, pick him up if you can. But what do you guys think?
Expanding on the Terrence West thing, Danny Woodhead's obviously he's been dealing with a hamstring injury lately, so he's had problems staying healthy in recent years. So if Danny Woodhead goes down, it's going to be all Terrence West. There's not really anyone behind him to
no, there's not.
come in. I know they just signed Jeremy Langford to the practice squad, but
Woo!
big deal, big deal. Yeah, but again, like you said, I think it's going to be a pretty good game for the Ravens pass catchers. I'm all in on Mike Wallace this year.
Yeah, I love Mike
Jeremy
Wallace.
Maclin. I really want to see what he can do because we honestly haven't heard much about him this preseason.
I'm not too high on him, but I'll be watching him just to see how he does.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for that offense. Joe Flacco passing the ball up and down the field. But on the other side of the ball, Jeremy Hill has been named the starter.
Yes.
Yep.
So, are you starting Joe Mixon at all this week?
No, not at all. Honestly, the Bengals backfield it's not nearly this bad, but they're like probably my second to the Seahawks backfield and people I just don't want to deal with right now.
There's a lot of mouths to feed.
Yeah.
You've got...
And Gio's back, you know.
Yeah, you've got Gio looking good. I just think that there's not enough touches to go around. Now, I won't say... I think as far as to start Joe Mixon or to not start Joe Mixon, I think it depends on the rest of your roster. If you can afford to take a risk, I think that one has one of the higher payoffs. I mean, he has the potential to get a couple of touchdowns, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, Jeremy Hill, he will be their goal line back if he's healthy. But honestly, I think it's going to be just a waiting game throughout the season.
Yep.
Eventually, I do believe Joe Mixon will take over.
Yeah.
But for week one,
I don't look for it in week one.
in these early weeks, I'm not really banking on Joe Mixon to be the guy in that Bengals backfield.
No.
That being said, who you guys got winning this one?
I've got the Ravens.
I'm going Bengals.
I'm going Bengals too.
Yeah.
Well,
we're getting diverse here.
yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So the next one we got up, we're going to talk about the Steelers and the Browns. I'm actually pretty excited to see this game, particularly the Steelers. I want to see that offense. I want to see. Are we going to see Martavis? We're not going to see Martavis.
Oh yeah, we are. He's back, baby.
Yeah,
He's back.
he's clicking on
started. All right,
all cylinders.
I'm really excited to see how he looks. He's been out for a while. He was so good when he started. He didn't hurt Antonio Brown when he was in. He actually helped him more than he hurt.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that's going to be really exciting for those owners. We get to see Le'Veon Bell. I know there's been a lot of news surrounding the holdout and everything, but he's back. He's going to play. He's going to be awesome. What do you guys think about this game?
I mean, yeah, I'm ready to see all aspects of this game. There's a lot of fantasy relevant players that are going to be playing, especially on the Steelers side of the ball. Like you said, Le'Veon, Antonio, Martavis, Big Ben, maybe even get to see Vance McDonald at the tight end position. But even on the Browns side of the ball, Deshaun Kaiser, sorry. We're finally going to get to see him.
The Crow.
Corey Coleman, I think, is a great sneaky play. I think Deshaun Kaiser is going to really hone in on him.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I
to
like
see
his mobility.
Yeah,
exactly. His mobility will definitely open up that offense for Cleveland a little bit.
It'll be a new offense. I'm excited to see it. I mean, Deshaun's not someone I'm particularly going to be starting, especially in a 1 QB league. But I can understand maybe keeping him on your bench. It may be a good pickup this week if you're thinking about needing a second QB.
Yeah. Now, we have seen over the past couple of years, Big Ben, he has had a huge home and road split.
Yeah, especially last year.
At home, you're flying him out there every week.
Yeah.
When he's playing away, it seems like he can't get anything done. So they're in Cleveland this week. Are you worried at all about Big Ben?
No. I mean, they've had all off season to get ready. They've got everyone back. I feel like this offense is just they're going to light into people. It's terrifying.
I do agree with that, but as far as actual fantasy production, it does kind of worry me. I mean, it's crazy to think about.
It's something to have in the back of your mind.
It's just crazy to think about. Like, he's probably he is the only player that I would actually consider sitting every away game just based on performance. For
him or Drew Brees.
That's true too. Yeah. But it's just crazy. I mean, you wouldn't think it makes that huge of a difference, but I mean, statistically, it is a difference maker.
Especially against the Browns, you would never think that.
Yeah.
But who do we got winning this game? I got the Steelers.
Got the Steelers.
Steelers, yeah. Unanimous there.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We got the Cardinals and the Lions. Obviously, great game for. I think it's going to be fantastic for David Johnson opening week.
Oh yeah.
Pretty sure. I feel like a lot of teams with David Johnson, regardless of the rest of their lineup, they're gonna have a nice W next to their name after this week. But we got from the pass catchers on the Arizona side of the ball. Jerron Brown was Joron, not John.
It's so confusing.
Yeah, Jerron. He was listed as the number 2 guy on the depth chart. However, John Brown is supposedly back and healthy, ready to go. We saw him in preseason, caught 2 touchdowns in that one game. So who do you like more in this game, John or Jerron?
John. I like John. I think if John stays healthy, he has no problem beating out J-Ron. I'm going to call him J-Ron.
J-Ron. That's better.
That may help our listeners kind of differentiate those names. I like J-Ron. No, I think...
Official name change here on the 423
Yeah,
football
he has
podcast.
actually changed his name. No, I do like John Brown more than J-Ron. I just think that John, if he stays healthy, that he doesn't have anything to worry about J-Ron. I mean, we saw him in the 4th preseason game, 2 for 2 for 49 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's nuts. But, I mean, if just going off that, I mean, he should score every time he gets the ball, right?
I mean, off of that, yeah, we're looking at about a 50 touchdown season for John Brown this year. So yeah, definitely roll him out there. On the other side of the ball, Lions receivers, they've been looking good in preseason. Stafford's been looking good in preseason. However, Cardinals secondary, aside from, I know, Brett, you had some points about Cardinals secondary looking awful last year, but they get Tyrann Mathieu back, and honestly, I think that defense
could be a difference maker.
I think that defense is completely different with Tyrann Mathieu out there. He
Yeah.
is a game changer. We've already seen it in the preseason a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think it's such a great matchup for the Lions as a whole.
No,
this
not
week.
going into week 1. No.
Yeah.
What do you think about Theo?
Oh, Theo! We can't say that anymore. That is we can't say Theo.
No.
But
Well, you just said it. So, no, Theo is a terrible play. Everyone, just remember
A terrible
this.
play?
Yes.
what PPR though? PPR.
I can
Because I mean,
understand that.
I feel like they're going to have to do a lot of dump offs because they're not going to be opening the offense up that much with that secondary. So I think there's
That's
going to be a lot
very
of dump offs.
I was thinking about that, but they moved Golden Tate to the slot this week. So I think they might be going for the more of the dump offs towards Golden Tate instead of Theo.
Slants,
I feel like that may be
screens.
something to worry about for old Theo Riddick.
Yeah.
But for PPR, I could see it.
Yeah, the only thing I have to say about Golden Tate, obviously playing in the slot, Tyrann Mathieu, he's not necessarily the guy to cover that safety spot. He comes down into that nickel
back,
and,
yeah.
and he could be
It could
on
be a bad
Golden Tate quite a bit. And
Honey Badger don't stop.
He don't stop.
He don't stop.
Yeah. Moving away from this game, who do you have as the winner?
Cardinals, definitely.
Cardinals.
Yep.
Yeah,
Got the Cardinals.
So shifting into the Jaguars and the Texans, probably not going to be that great of a game either.
I disagree.
I mean, it'll be a good game because they're pretty comparable in level. But
is that good or bad?
I don't know. There's so much talent
There's
on
a lot
both
of
teams.
There's a lot
but-
of players to watch in that game.
Yeah,
A lot of fantasy relevant guys.
Yep.
Obviously, going to get our first look at Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
Hopefully that ankle and foot hold up. But are you really confident in him getting like the big workload that they're talking about this week?
I'm not. I mean, they
Not
still.
week 1.
No. I just don't see it happening. I think they'll lean on their backups just to make sure that he's okay if they're smart.
He missed the whole preseason though, so I mean that's a pretty big. I mean that's pretty big miss
Sign,
for,
yeah.
Right,
for,
yeah.
for rookies especially.
Yeah. But talking about running backs, moving to the other side of the ball, Lamar Miller and we also got, I guess, DeAndre Hopkins. Down years last year, wasn't pretty. Obviously, I don't even want to say his name. I'm not going to say his name anymore on this podcast. But a certain someone who just signed with the Broncos.
Someone who got paid again.
I'm tired of saying his name. But Tom Savage, the new guy, he's gonna. Do you think he adds any value back to Lamar Miller and DeAndre Hopkins?
I don't think Tom Savage does, but he'll add a little bit. Brock Osweiler was just horrid, but I really see Deshaun taking over this role pretty quickly, and at that point, Lamar and DeAndre become pretty valuable.
I think Tom Savage starting bodes better for Lamar Miller than DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know how confident he's going to be throwing the ball.
Or how confident Bill O'Brien will be in him.
I really, yeah. I want him to see I want to see him put in Deshaun Watson. That's just what I want.
I think we're all just waiting to see something out of Watson. All we've seen so far is him in the preseason playing third and fourth string guys.
Yeah.
So when his time comes, it'll be interesting to see how he fares.
But I like Lamar Miller more than DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, this game, I don't see it being very high scoring. I see maybe it's going to be like a 10-7 game. Honestly, I think that they're both pretty good defenses.
Yeah,
and
I think the Jaguars won't have any problem stopping the Texans.
No, I don't either.
So that being said, who do you have winning this game?
I've got the Jaguars.
I've got the Jaguars.
Jags.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, because Texans were the team to beat in that division last year.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I guess the Jaguars are just waiting on that. They're finally going to break out, hopefully, this year.
Yeah, Blake Bortles for MVP.
Oh, God, please don't.
Yeah, we're gonna move on from that point. Next, we're going to talk about the Buccaneers and the Dolphins. Barring a reschedule to Week 11, we should be able to see the Buccaneers and Dolphins play somewhere in the United States this week. I think Brandon was talking about maybe Atlanta, which I would love to go to that game.
Yeah,
but
that would be terrific.
Mercedes having a good opening couple of weeks.
Golly,
raking it in.
But Buccaneers Dolphins, we're just gonna go with what we know. We know we assume that they're gonna be playing. I'm really excited to see the Buccaneers' new offense trot out onto the field. I'm going to be looking at Deshaun Jackson, O.J. Howard. They've got an improved offensive line. Should give Jameis Winston more time. We've got Sweezy.
J.R. Sweezy. Beef
after missing the whole season last year. What do you guys think? I know I could go on and on about the Buccaneers, but what do you all think about this game?
I really think the Buccaneers get up pretty early, and I think Jaquiz might be a good pickup for this game. If someone doesn't already have him, he's going to score quite a few points early in this season until Doug gets back. So.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a great play every week until old Dougatron gets back. But on the other side of the ball, obviously you're rolling Jay Ajayi out there, no question there. From I guess the passing perspective, Jay Cutler, Devontae Parker, we've seen that connection in preseason. It's looking good. It's looking like Cutler's going to just pepper him with targets.
Yep.
How do you feel about that connection, at least going into week 1?
I like Devontae Parker.
I like it. I'm just concerned that everyone else is going to hone in defensively on that and really take that option away.
That's true, because what are their other options?
Exactly.
Well, I mean, they got Jarvis out there. I don't think I'm pretty down on Jarvis, honestly, but so they have to cover the guy. Kenny Stills is their deep threat, really. Mm-hmm. He's going to be tearing the tops off of defenses, so you got to obviously have guys on him. But I think Devontae Parker, he's obviously the biggest guy for like red zone targets.
Yeah.
Julius Thomas maybe here and there, but I don't really see Cutler going after him that often.
It'll be interesting to see how Cutler plays in this game.
Yeah.
Question: 10-team, 2-quarterback league. Do you play Jay Cutler?
Yes, I do.
Why?
I mean, just like I said, he throws the ball a lot. Even though he throws it in, he makes some bad decisions.
Yeah, but
he throws it enough and in spots to make receivers go up and make plays. And I think his receivers can, and I think it'll lead to a good fantasy outing this week. Granted, Buccaneers have made a lot of improvements this year. Obviously, they just signed T.J. Ward.
That was big.
Yeah,
no more Chris Conte.
Yeah, but honestly, I think they're both running backs, Jaquiz and Jay Ajayi, are gonna have really good games this week.
Right.
Who do we got winning this game?
I've got the Buccaneers.
Shocker, the homer over here. I also have the Buccaneers though.
I would say the Buccaneers, but maybe the Dolphins will put up a
No,
good game.
definitive. Which one?
Oh, Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
You're trying to play devil's advocate on me.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. Raiders versus Titans.
This is
Really,
a good one.
I am really excited to watch this game.
Yeah, I do too. Hey, maybe AFC. We got playoff matchup possibly brewing here. I like both of these teams.
Too soon?
Maybe
We'll see after this game.
Yeah. Obviously, Marshawn Lynch is back.
Fake news.
No, I'm gonna throw in the fake news.
Yeah, we're not that high on Marshawn Lynch between the three of us, but I do think. I think they're going to give him the chance to do his thing and go out there,
especially first game.
Yeah. And it's not a terrible matchup, but Titans have been known to. If you're going to say something good about their defense, it's definitely their front seven.
Yep.
So. Yeah, something definitely interesting to see what Marshawn does this week. Marcus Mariota, love him this week. I think that Raiders defense is subject to giving up a lot of points. Yeah. And the main thing, I think Marcus Mariota is going to be fine, but how do you think his pass catchers will fare? Do you think he's going to spread the ball or zone in on one guy, or what do you think is going to happen?
I personally think I'll just say what I'm expecting. I'm going to be watching Corey Davis. I think Corey Davis is going to get I think he's going to get a few solid catches. But I'm going to go with Eric Decker getting the bulk of the work as far as receptions and targets. But I think Delaney Walker gets in the end zone at least one time.
I see a Corey Coleman. Wow! Oh my gosh! I'm so sorry, everyone.
Wrong Corey.
I see a Corey Davis target in the end zone. Just try and see if that they can use a big body up close in the red zone. But I think
like that.
Yeah, Richard and Eric Decker will be your main go-to guys in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I really like the fact that Marcus Mariota has bigger guys to throw the ball to. Corey Davis, big guy. Decker, great red zone receiver. Delaney Walker, obviously tight end, pretty fast as well.
I think they're going to come out gunslinging with him. Yeah. I think they're really going to push him this game to throw it.
And granted, they have been a more run heavy offense in the past, but they didn't have the weapons. Yeah, they didn't have the weapons. So I think they're going to unleash Mariota this year. I think it's going to be a fantastic year for Marcus Mariota.
Right.
Anything else to add on that?
I'm excited to see.
I'm ready to see the Titans in general, right?
Yeah, well, the Titans in general. God, okay, the name has escaped me.
You got this.
You'll think about it later. Who do you got winning this game?
I've got the Titans.
Titans.
Yeah.
I've got the Titans too. DeMarco, I cannot wait to see DeMarco.
That's who it
again.
was. Thank you. DeMarco Murray.
Your brain went dead.
I just couldn't think. All I could think about was Derrick Henry, which could have been subliminally Derrick Henry starts.
No, that is not going to happen.
Maybe week 2 when DeMarco goes down.
Yeah, shut up.
I'm going to call fake news on myself. I am really excited to see DeMarco Murray.
I just punched Brandon in the face. So now we're going to move on to not as fun of a game. The Eagles and the Redskins. The Eagles, Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I just don't see it going well for them. They've got LeGarrette Blount this year in the backfield. And
maybe. We don't know what's happening in that backfield, honestly.
Yeah, yep. I see him getting maybe instead of 18 touchdowns, a big fat 0.
Ooh, that's bold.
Maybe 1. It is not going to be a good year for LeGarrette Blount, I'm just afraid to say. And then, I like having Alshon on that team, but I don't know. Alshon just is kind of an injury risk at times. I don't feel that great.
Yeah, a lot of soft tissue injuries, and those seem to come up more often than not. Yeah. Speaking of new additions at the wide receiver position, Redskins obviously adding Terrell Pryor.
Boo.
Redskins have not looked good in the preseason.
No, that might be the understatement of the year.
Yeah, and
it was awful.
Yeah, and Kirk Cousins and Terrell Pryor, everyone's talking about that connection, it being like the next big thing.
So far.
I haven't seen it, and honestly, I don't think
that worries me. Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna have that great of a season.
Everyone was really high on Terrell Pryor this offseason.
They still are.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Honestly, I don't really see that great of a season from the Redskins as a whole.
Is he going on the bust alert?
I think
Most definitely.
He's moving towards that.
I agree
for
yeah.
me. I think again, if Jordan Reed's out there, I think the majority of the target's going to go to him. Granted,
Yeah. And Jameson Crowder will be a good safety net. But
granted, Jordan Reed, that's a big if of him being on the field because obviously he's like one concussion away from
or a toe injury or some fluke thing.
Just something coming up. Rob Kelly looks to be the guy in that Washington backfield.
Sadly.
I can't wait. I want P. Ryan to get that job so bad. I don't think it's going to happen that soon, but maybe down the road. Who we got winning this game, guys?
Gosh, this is a tough one. I'm going to say the Redskins just because I really don't like the Eagles whatsoever. So
I'm going to say the Eagles. I don't think they're going to play as bad as they did in the preseason, but I don't think they have it together.
Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles as well. I just think if you could say one positive thing, they have a solid defense going for them. And Carson Wentz, I think he can throw just as well, or he can play up to the standards of even Kirk Cousins. I don't think the fantasy points are there for him, but definitely a good matchup.
Yeah. So next up, we've got the Andrew Luckless Colts and the L.A. Rams. No Andrew Luck starting. We've got Scott Tolzien. Scott J.R.R. Tolkien starting.
Oh my gosh.
He's. I don't like the Colts without Andrew Luck.
No, this game is only 50% fun without Andrew Luck. So
I think honestly, I don't think it's going to be a very good game or even close game. I think the Colts are just done without.
I just think, Luck. Which honestly, I mean, it really exemplifies how important and how good Andrew Luck really is in that offense.
Yes.
I mean, he really does make it. So, are you all starting any Colts players?
Nah.
Not at all.
Even the running back?
No, not even Frank Gore.
Nope. No, they're not even gonna. They're not going to be in scoring position ever.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think don't even play Adam Vinatieri. Just don't even do it.
Oh man,
he might get a 50-yarder to give you 5 points there. But
because that's the closest attempt you'll have.
Yeah. But I do think it's going to be a great play for talking Rams defense. If you're looking to pick up a defense or anything like that, definitely pick up the Rams because Tolzien's bound to throw a few picks.
In fact, I already did.
I'm looking forward to seeing the Rams offense. I mean, watching Cooper Kupp and Sammy, I cannot wait to see how Sammy fits into this offense and if they'll actually
that will be exciting.
Jared Goff chuck the ball down the field early on.
Yeah, and I love Todd Gurley.
Yes.
We talked about how our love for Todd Gurley this year, but there's a great first game for him to just go tear it up. I see 2-3 touchdowns this game. Now, you did mention Cooper Kupp. It did come out today that he is third on that depth chart behind Robert Woods.
Fake news.
I think mainly that's there because Robert Woods is that high flying guy. He can go down the field and score on a big play. But Cooper Kupp, I do believe I'd much rather start him over Robert Woods. So who we got winning this game?
I'm going Rams all the way.
Rams,
no doubt.
Definitely the Rams.
Rams, yeah.
Man, the Colts they're not good without.
Please come back, Andrew Luck.
Yeah. Okay, we got the Panthers and the Niners next. Cam Newton looks ready to go. He was doing a shoulder thing for a while, but he should be fine. Are you confident at all in Christian McCaffrey? First week, obviously, a lot of these rookie running backs being thrown into this first week role. Well, do you even think he'll get the start? I mean, Jonathan Stewart's still there. He's not going anywhere. I think Jonathan Stewart's going to...
Yeah. I think Jonathan Stewart gets a start. I think if you're running back depth or if you have a big running back league, I think if you don't have very much depth, might as well play Christian McCaffrey because they've shown a lot of love for him in the preseason, and I imagine them trying to make something happen this first week. So
yeah, well, I mean, they're playing the 49ers. I think if he's going to do really well, it's going to be against the 49ers just based on their defense.
I don't know. I'm liking their defense this year. They've had a lot of pieces.
Yeah,
Reuben Foster. Have you seen that man?
They're going to have to play a lot, though.
Yeah. But I just don't like him this year. But
He's an Alabama homer, too, so I just don't even listen.
Yeah. But I do think the Panthers roll over the 49ers this week, but I believe that's kind of the peak of their season.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Carlos Hyde, I think, is the guy you want to start on that 49ers side.
Yeah.
He seems to be, or all things pointed up for Carlos Hyde, seems to be like the healthiest of his career. They don't really have a guy behind him to push for any carries, so I think it's wheels up for Carlos Hyde.
He is the 49er to play.
He is the 49er to play. Okay, who we got winning this one?
Panthers.
I got 49ers.
You're a fool.
Why do you like the 49ers so much?
I'll let you know. You know the last time the 49ers lost a regular season opener? Go ahead and take a guess.
1978.
Good Lord. Okay, that's a
Whoa.
guess.
I'm gonna say.
I feel like you wouldn't have asked it if it wasn't something crazy.
Well, that's crazy.
Fine,
gonna
97. 97.
I'm gonna say
God, you guys.
2004.
No, God. Okay, I guess I'm not as bold as I thought. 2010. It's been 7 years since they've lost a regular season.
That's not that
no,
bad.
dude, no.
Yeah,
That's a big deal. 7
Tennessee
years?
didn't lose to Kentucky for like 25 years.
Oh my gosh, we're getting off the point. I'm sorry I mentioned it, guys. Go ahead, Peyton. Introduce the next one.
Oh, okay. All right. Next, we got the Packers, Seahawks. We got the Homer sitting over here, and we got the Seahawks.
Go back.
Yeah, I mean, let me go ahead and first say I don't like anyone in the Seahawks backfield. I think every single person on that team is a risky play that is behind Russell Wilson. So
everyone on the team is a risky play.
What that
Running
sits,
backs.
that sits
okay,
behind
okay,
him.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
No. I think all your receivers for the Seahawks are great picks. But,
Yeah, okay.
I really think this is the year, as Brett has pointed out previously, for Jimmy Graham to really break out in that Seahawks offense.
Yeah.
Doug Baldwin's going to be a great play, and I don't know. Brandon might say something about Eddie Lacy, but he's going to blow it. So
No. I'm staying away from the whole. As you said, the Seahawks backfield as a whole. Thomas Rawls is listed number one on the depth chart right now, so I don't really know what's going to happen there.
I personally like Rawls the most
Yes.
this whole season.
Yeah, I do. Granted, like we said, we've been saying this for a while now. It's just whoever stays healthy, that's going to be the guy.
Yeah.
But I think this game always has a good. It's always a good matchup.
I love this matchup.
It's always
every
fun.
year.
It's
I
always
love
fun to
watching
see.
it.
It's never really low scoring either. As much as like the Seahawks have a good defense.
It's a shootout. Yeah.
Granted, I mean it's the best QB in the league going against one of the best defenses in the league and definitely the best secondary.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a rematch from last year. Russell Wilson threw 5 picks last year in that game. That was a mess of a game for the Seahawks. I don't see that happening again.
No.
That was a blowout. It's
Russell's going to do a lot better.
Yeah, it's going to be much closer. But yeah, I'll just go ahead and kick it off. I got the Packers winning. Big shocker there.
I'm going Seahawks.
I'm going the Packers. They got it this year.
Nice.
Let's go into another really great matchup. One that I always enjoy watching. I know. Almost everyone in the United States loves watching this game. The Giants-Cowboys. There's a lot of questions. Odell Beckham, still questionable. I don't know what that's about. Is his ankle? I don't know.
It must be. I think it's a lot worse than what they're making out to be.
I think he may have played it off, and I think that may have been just
a
team decision.
That's just his attitude. Him being
exactly.
He wants to be the tough guy. He wants to be out there, and I mean, props to him for that. But
exactly. But I don't know. I don't know.
I think this is about to be the lingering injury that really just cripples a player for the year fantasy wise. I think this will be the guy everybody thinks. He obviously went first round for everybody, and I think it's going to be a 2017 fantasy bust. So
that's a good point because ankle injuries, especially sprains, are hard.
Lingering.
They are. We're no doctors or anything, but you guys know I had the ankle injury playing flag football a few years back.
I know he went hard out on the flag football field.
But that's been 2 years. Granted, I didn't treat it properly.
No.
And it still bothers me today, honestly. But like just those ankle injuries are hard to deal with sometimes.
Yeah. Really affects your mobility. But I what if he doesn't start? That would be huge for fantasy owners this week.
Oh yeah. I feel it's going to be a game time decision. I think But
I don't know. I hate the Giants if Odell's not on the field. My Brandon Marshall pick instantly becomes worse, I think, even though he goes to like their number one wide receiver.
I think they go from, if Odell's out, they go from more of a high-flying, scoring every possession to more of a just slow it down, grind down the field, throwing it. Obviously, we've been talking about Evan Ingram and Sterling Shepard possibly getting some nice over the middle of the field catches. Yeah, and again, on the other side of the ball, we're still waiting on the Ezekiell Elliott news. Don't know what's going to happen there. But if he's out, Darren McFadden, I mean, you got to roll him out there. He's going to be a heck of a play.
I agree. Yeah.
So who we got winning this game, guys?
I've got the Giants.
I'm Cowboys.
Giants.
Nice.
No. Giants.
Nice. I like the Giants. I don't know.
Even without Odell, I still like the Giants. I do not like the Cowboys this year. I think they're going to fall off.
No. I mean, who's going to score for them? I mean, is it going to be Dez? I don't think so.
Probably not. I am
him.
legit with that pick. I'm legitimately banking on Zeke playing every game this year. So,
okay. All right. I agree. All right. That's fine.
All right. Moving on into the Saints versus Vikings. One of two Monday night games. Love seeing more Monday night games.
I love that. Yeah.
It's always a nice addition. Saints running backs. First look at the new set of three, I guess. We got Evan Ingram. Sorry, we just talked about the Giants. We got Mark Ingram, Adrian Peterson, Alvin Kamara. I think it's going to be mainly Mark Ingram. I've been saying that all year.
He's the safest pick to start.
Yeah, I think Adrian might get a touchdown in this game, something like that. If he does, all Adrian Peterson owners, I think if he gets a touchdown or has a decent game, I think you trade him away as soon as possible because I don't see that lasting. Kamara, I'm starting to warm up to old Alvin Kamara. I know Peyton's boy right there.
Yes.
But, yeah, I'm starting to like the guy, especially in PPR.
He's going to be their third down back, man. He is too good to leave off the field.
Yeah,
PPR, he's got tremendous upside potential.
Yeah, and
it's
especially
the teeth, man. It's his golden teeth.
And especially with the injuries that come out of that backfield. Obviously, Willie Snead not going to be playing for the first 4 games. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
4 games.
He does not have the need for Snead this game.
No.
But Ted Ginn, I think, is a sneaky play, and also Kobe Fleener. Someone's got to catch the ball. It can't just be Michael Thomas. Granted, honestly, it could just be Michael Thomas. He's pretty talented in that regard.
Right.
On the other side of the ball, Dalvin Cook. I think he's the feature back. I think he's going to be.
Is.
I think he's going to be the guy.
It's a weak Saints defense.
Yeah,
I like him.
I just. There's going to be a few games this year. It might even be this game where we're going to see Dalvin Cook go down. He's going to be the guy the entire drive. He's going to have like 60 yards, couple carries and catches on the same drive. They're going to get down to like the 1 or 2 yard line, and here comes old Latavius Murray.
Oh no!
And Vulture. I feel like
Latavius.
I feel like that's going to happen quite a few times this year, and it's going to tick me off.
Yep.
But we're just going to have to live with it. So who we got winning this game? Saints and Vikings.
I'm going Saints for sure.
I'm going Vikings.
I'm going Saints as well.
So really quickly, we got it coming through on the wire. I'm going to change my pick. Also, a second ago, the Cowboys are going to lose, and Zeke
real quick.
is definitely suspended for 6 games.
Is he really?
6.
Oh, really?
Is that breaking news?
Is that breaking news?
Yeah. So
Really?
everybody wind it back. The Cowboys are done.
Wow. Darren McFadden, the guy to own.
Yeah.
Big
news.
there.
Yeah.
We may come back to that at the end. We may look up some more stuff for you all.
That really hurts. But okay, now shifting into our final game, we've got the Chargers and the Broncos. Everybody, Keenan healthy is back. Keenan healthy. Keenan Allen is
Keenan
healthy. Healthy
His
and
last
back.
name is healthy.
I cannot speak.
Keenan healthy.
He's healthy, but I think Keenan Allen is going to be electric in this Chargers offense. He's a huge factor for Phillip Rivers down in the field. So I don't know. I love the Chargers. The Broncos defense is stout though, so
This might not be
this is not going to be the comeback game.
Yeah, I do love the Chargers for this year, but this game not so much. I think it's going to be just bad for the passing attack on both sides of the ball. I do like C.J. Anderson. I do like Melvin Gordon. Obviously, you're rolling Melvin Gordon out there.
Right.
But C.J. Anderson, I know there's been a lot of hype with Jamal Charles lately. I don't see it really. I see C.J. Anderson getting the workload, and Jamal maybe coming in as a change of pace guy. But I don't see Jamal taking much work at all.
I think, honestly, with Jamal, you have to be hesitant because obviously we all know he's injury prone. And then, two, you really have to take a step back and consider with all those injuries he's had, he's going to have to prove that he can still do it. Yeah. So I don't like Jamal at all, really.
Yeah. I guess something to keep an eye out for, Demaryius Thomas. He's still dealing with a groin injury right now, so could be questionable come this week. So just a thing to keep an eye on. But he does. It's the Monday game, so he does have some time, a little extra time to recover from that.
So who do you think's scoring the points for the Chargers this week, if there are any points to score?
I think it's, like I said, I think it's going to be good for C.J. Anderson. I do think it's going to be pretty good for Emmanuel Sanders as well. But I don't know. This game is always a good one too. I feel like kind of surprising that the Chargers seem to know how to handle the Broncos, especially when they got their guys out there, their tight ends, even Hunter Henry and Antonio Gates might be pretty good plays. But who do you guys got winning this game?
Chargers.
I've got the Broncos defense.
I got the Chargers winning as well. All right, we're going to shift in. Obviously, we went through pretty much all these games, and you probably heard us talk about most of these players at least once. But we're just going to quickly go through our starts and sits of the week. So starting at the QB position, who do you guys got as a start for this week?
Carson Palmer.
Carson Palmer, I like it.
Going to be money.
I've got Sam Bradford versus the Saints.
Ooh, and I got Marcus Mariota playing the Raiders again. Love for Marcus Mariota. I think it's a good go for him this year. What about who he's sitting at the quarterback position?
I'm sitting Alex Smith versus the Patriots.
Good call there.
Not a good matchup.
Yeah, I'm going Phillip Rivers. Like I said, love the Chargers offense. Love Rivers this year. Not against that Broncos defense.
Yep.
A few other guys I guess you could throw out there. Just like as a sleeper, I guess Josh McCown, possibly, maybe Cam Newton, you
think Deshaun Kaiser's worth a start?
Not maybe two QBs. I really don't like running rookie quarterbacks out there until I've seen a little bit of something. But,
yeah, I agree. Yeah. What about running backs? For my start, I've got Mark Ingram versus the Vikings. I think he's going to have a good game.
I agree. Like I said, not worried about Adrian Peterson much at all.
No.
I'm going Carlos Hyde, starting against the Panthers. Again, like I said, Carlos Hyde, along with the 49ers, have been dominant in first games of the season of late, apparently.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be a great game for Carlos Hyde.
And I'm wrapping that starting group up with Todd Gurley. I think he's going to literally torch the Colts. Yeah, he's going to really jump back on the scene this year. So I'm going with him.
Yeah. Starting with our sits, our running back, I've got Amir Abdullah versus the Cardinals.
Oblongata.
I've got the Oblongata sitting on the bench this week. I just don't like him against the Cardinals defense this year.
Yeah, and again, my sit, Leonard Fournette. Don't like really rookies in their first games. It's not. I mean,
especially when they miss all preseason.
Yeah. But I mean, one of these rookies is gonna. I feel like gonna have a really good week. Granted, I think Kareem Hunt is my pick for that. But yeah,
Dalvin Cook's my pick.
Yeah. I'm straying away from Fournette this week. I think they're gonna kind of ease him into the offense.
Yeah, I think to wrap it up, definitely sit Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
I just don't.
All three of us aren't too high on Marshawn.
No. It's just not going to be a good year.
Yeah.
He's going to get tired after about 10 plays.
He's going to need some Skittles.
Yeah, he'll retire and eat Skittles. Yeah. So now shifting into our wide receivers, I've got mine starting Alshon. I mean, I don't like that pick, really, but if there's a game he'll play, it'll be the first one. So before he gets hurt, it's against the Redskins. So I mean they'll probably have to throw the ball quite a bit. So, what do you guys think?
I've got Golden Tate versus the Cardinals, and we talked about the Cardinals' defense. Definitely going to be an improvement over last year, but I still think Golden Tate is, especially as that feature slot receiver. I think that's a good role that fits him. I think he's going to get a lot of targets.
My guy, Amari Cooper, going up against the Titans. Titans don't really have that lockdown secondary that a lot of premier defenses have. Yeah. And I think this is a year for Amari Cooper to do big things, and might as well start week 1. Might as well go out there, score 2 touchdowns.
He might as well.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Honorable mention, John Brown.
Definitely.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I'm loving John
I
Brown.
agree with that.
So who are we sitting out of the wide receiver groups, guys?
Marvin Jones, definitely, because they're playing the Cardinals, and like I said, I think this was the team I said they're not getting past the 50-yard line. Is that right? No. Well, whoever it was, they're about on the same page. So
a lot of coming out of that, a lot of hate or a lot of takes coming out of the Lions Cardinals game. I'm definitely sitting Dez Bryant this week. I just don't think we'll obviously have the breaking news of Zeke that. It's going to hurt the offense. They might have to lean on the passing game, but...
You mean to tell me that old man who's had emotional issues his whole life is not going to overcome them this year?
I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about who he's facing, and the Giants have a fantastic defense. He's going to be going up against Janoris Jenkins most likely, and probably Landon Collins over the top of him. And even as great as Dez Bryant can be, I do not see him having a very good game this week.
So for the Cowboys, you've got Zeke out. You've got Dez not scoring any points.
Yeah.
Who's scoring for the Cowboys?
I don't like
Is Dak going to run?
I said, I do not like the Cowboys at all. Get Cole Beasley and Jason Witten. Throw those guys out there. I like
Give me Jason Witten.
Yeah, but I do not like the Cowboys.
Right. I agree. For my sit for wide receiver, I've got Keenan Allen. He's facing that Broncos defense. I don't think he does well against them.
Fair enough. Not going to be the comeback game.
No.
Week 2.
No.
Maybe.
So starts and sits for tight ends. I've got a pretty good one. I'm pretty excited about starting Evan Ingram versus the boys.
Love it.
I think the Cowboys, they give up a lot of points, a lot of fantasy points to tight ends. Last year it was an average of 18 points to tight ends.
Whew.
It was I think that was the highest in the league. And I think Evan Ingram's looking good.
Yeah, he's coming on strong. I'm starting to raise him up boards. I think if there's going to be a rookie tight end that does something this year, I definitely think it's Evan Ingram. But for my tight end starter, I'm going to stick in the NFC East, going with Zach Ertz. Showed my love for him.
Start him every week.
Yeah, I've started.
I like him a lot.
I think this is, again, breakout year, and same with Amari Cooper. Let's start at week 1. Let's get it going.
Why not score touchdowns?
Yeah, Redskins defense not very capable of stopping many people. So definitely rolling Zach Ertz out there.
I like it.
Yeah, on the other side of the ball for that game, I'm going Jordan Reed.
Tight end shootout.
Yeah, very injury prone, so playing first game.
It sounds like the division of tight ends. We got Ingram, Ertz, Reed, and Witten.
Yeah,
exactly.
Watch out for it. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just going to be a tight end kind of year for that division.
Especially with Terrell Pryor playing the way he has been. I'm playing Jordan Reed because I think he's getting the ball.
I think that's a good pick. For my sits at tight end, I've got Jack Doyle versus the Rams.
Jack Doyle rules.
Yeah. I could have named Colts players for every sit position. But I thought that would get kind of boring, so I went with Jack Doyle.
Yeah, you got to throw one in there. I'm going with Martellus Bennett, playing the Seahawks. Packers offense, I mean, obviously they're going to be pretty darn good this year, but Martellus Bennett, I think people are getting a little carried away with the hype there. Aaron Rodgers doesn't go to the tight end that often.
He doesn't like the tight ends.
One of those safeties is going to be, or whether it be Cam Chancellor or Earl Thomas, one of those guys is going to be on Martellus Bennett pretty often, and I don't think it's going to be a very good opener for Martellus Bennett.
Do you see his value picking up over the year?
I do, but still, I don't see him being a top 10 guy this year.
He's been pretty overhyped, I think.
Yeah, and they spread the ball there a ton. And Richard Rodgers has shown that he can be a capable guy. He's got fantastic hands.
I'm still waiting for him to break out, but I don't think he can do it on that team.
No. But whoa!
Sorry.
We got to get my sit in. I'm going Antonio Gates to sit also since they're playing the Broncos because they're gonna kill them on defense at least. So, but the Chargers win the game. Just remember that. But what you got, Brandon?
I'm done now. We're over. We are getting close to our time here, so we'll just go ahead and close it out. Again, the Zeke news. Crazy news that happened. I did not think it was going to stay at 6 games, but
6 games.
Honestly, I kind of agree with this suspension. We could get into that later, but
Savage, man.
Yeah, we can. We'll just go ahead and close it out here. Again, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the 423 Football. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube. Give us a like. Leave your comments, reviews. Thanks for listening. We are the 423 Football Podcast.